Welcome to Story Swaps, Spirit of Nebraska, a podcast where Girl Scouts Spirit of Nebraska staff are introducing ourselves and other staff members so that we can all learn more about how Girl Scouts works. Today's icebreaker question is, what is your name and your favorite kind of sandwich?
Well, my name is Joanne Savicky, and my favorite sandwich is the Reuben.
That's a great sandwich.
You know, I just love that sauerkraut because I am Polish. So the sauerkraut and the corned beef. Yeah.
Very nice. My name is Emma Dover, and my favorite kind of sandwich is a Monte Cristo. The bread being French toast, or toasted like that, and jam on top. Ideal. Very interesting sandwich. Highly recommend.
Okay, Emma. Today we have Emma Dover. Emma, introduce yourself, and when did you join Girl Scouts Spirit of Nebraska?
Awesome. Well, hi, my name is Emma Dover. I am a program specialist for the East Central area, but also sometimes in the Southeast, which is mostly Omaha and Lincoln areas. Since I'm a program specialist, I'm on the program team, which I love very much. And I have been working for Girl Scout Spirit of Nebraska since December of 2023.
But how have your past jobs led you to where you are today?
This is my first full-time job working out of college. So I would say that college really influenced what I wanted to do. I majored in sociology and math. Definitely do more sociology than I do math while I'm here, but I do love teaching STEM programs where I get to do some math with the kids. I was a Girl Scout growing up, Daisy through Ambassador, and did my bronze and silver award during that time. So Girl Scouts has been a really important part of my life for a very long time. I did not grow up in Spirit of Nebraska. I'm originally from Chicago suburbs. So when I started working here, I had to learn sort of the differences in Girl Scout councils. It's pretty much the same, but there are some differences. Multi-level troops, a lot more popular here than they are in Illinois. Don't really know why, they just are. So it's been cool to learn more about how Girl Scouts works in different places. It's been a really interesting part of getting to know Spirit of Nebraska.
What does a program specialist do?
I'm so glad you asked. It is a little bit complicated if you're not familiar with how our programs work. But program specialists in general run non-camp programs. So not doing summer camp. There are camp people who do camp programs. But so as a program specialist, I am running programs that usually happen on the weekends, sometimes on weeknights. You can bring your troop, you can bring one girl or a few girls. But so as part of running programs, part of that is being there in person to facilitate. If I'm working with a program partner, which is a non-Girl Scout entity who is running the program, then I'm usually still there to do things like take attendance, make sure everything is running smoothly, especially with our first-time program partners. And during the week when I'm not actively at a program, I am getting ready for future programs, planning next year's programs, and working with adults and volunteers and parents on getting kids registered for programs.
Oh, very cool. What is the favorite part of your job?
My favorite part of my job is definitely running programs. I really like working with the kids of all ages and watching them grow throughout a program. Most recently, I had a crochet program for cadets, seniors, and ambassadors. And it was really awesome to see them grow in that of starting at the beginning of a lot of them didn't know how to hold a crochet hook to at the end looking at all of the stitches that they had made. So I love watching the kids grow. It's one of my favorite things.
How much of your job is actually working with members?
I would say quite a bit of my job is working directly with members. Obviously, when I'm facilitating a program, I'm working with members. And then quite a bit of my time throughout the week is spent emailing and talking on the phone to mostly parents and troop leaders. A lot of people getting their kids registered if they have any questions. Sometimes people reach out to me and then I need to send them to member support. But it's still nice when they reach out to me too, because then I know that they're looking for more spots for things.
What is the most common question that people ask you?
I would say that there's two parts to that, and they are, can I add more people? It says the program is full, but I want more people. Or it says that the program is closed. Can I sign up anyways? And I really appreciate when people ask me that, because sometimes, yes, I can take more people. And sometimes, yes, I can add you late. Sometimes I can't. But I do appreciate when people ask, because I would hate for someone to tell me a week later, oh yeah, I had one more girl that wanted to go, but I saw it was full, so I didn't ask, when if I actually could have taken that person. So I really appreciate when people ask. Everyone has been really kind when I have said, no, that doesn't work for us. It really depends. So it's hard to give a guideline of when that will work and when that won't. It mostly depends on if it's a program that I am having here at the Girl Scout Dream Lab. If it's a program that's happening somewhere else, a lot of times we're working with their building capacities. And so sometimes I can't take more. Or if it's a program that I have to buy a lot of materials for, if we are past the registration deadline, a lot of times I've already started buying materials. And so we don't have time to get more in to add more girls after registration deadline ends. So it never hurts to ask. Please feel free to ask. Just know that it can really go either way.
So Emma, what skills are most important to doing your job?
I would say the main skill is being really flexible, because there are a lot of situations that can change really quickly with programs. Sometimes that's people not showing up. Sometimes that is weather changing our plans. Sometimes that can be having issues with a program partner, or having issues with materials. Sometimes that's kids fly through things, and all of a sudden my activity that was supposed to take half an hour took 10 minutes, and they're bored and they want to move on to the next thing. So I have to figure out how to make our time be a good use of our time. So flexibility is definitely really important. I would also say building relationships, both with the girls and with adult volunteers, is really important. I have had a few parents tell me that their kids are really excited when they realize that I'm going to be running their programs, and that makes me feel very nice and warm inside. I also have some kids that have volunteered with me, and I have a lot of adults that have volunteered at multiple of my programs. And so it's great to build relationships with them, not only to then have help, but then also to be able to say, wow, these Girl Scouts have such wonderful people in their lives that are great supports for them. So being able to build those relationships is important to my job. It's important to be positive, because when things do go wrong, when we have to be flexible, we need to still be upbeat and not let it get me down, because we still want everyone to have a positive experience at the program. And I do think that it's a lot like being in theater, where if you don't tell people that it happened wrong, they won't know that it happened wrong. Not everything is like that. Sometimes it's, obvious, like that I forgot glue sticks or something. But a lot of times when things do go wrong, as long as you stay confident and just keep going and stay upbeat, no one will notice. And so that is a really important thing also for running programs.
I tell that all the time to Daisy troop co-leaders, because they're all worried about, getting it right. And I'm like, as long as your girls have a happy face at the end of the meeting, no one's going to know that it didn't go right, because They still have a smile on their face.
For sure. Other things that I do as a program specialist that aren't programs, my main thing is GSAG, which is the Girl Scout Advisory Group. It is one of my favorite parts of my job. The Omaha GSAG meets on Sunday afternoons at the Girl Scout Dream Lab. It is for cadets, seniors, and ambassadors. They will work on leadership skills as well as do fun activities. So we balance learning, having a good time. They also get to go to a GSAG retreat during June, which is like a week of free summer camp for them, which they absolutely love. In order to qualify for GSAG retreat, they have to be a program mate a certain amount of times. They have to attend a certain amount of meetings. So we do make sure that they are involved, and then they get to earn this super fun opportunity. So if you have a cadet, senior, or ambassador, and they're looking for more ways to get involved, I highly recommend looking into GSAG in your area. You can find more information about that on our website or by contacting your local program specialist. It's also a great way if the Girl Scout you know is a IGM. It's a great way for them to meet other girls their age, or even if they're in a troop, to meet other Girl Scouts their age that aren't in their troop. They make lots of new friends. It's a lot of fun.
Emma, what is your favorite program this year?
The program that I'm most excited for is actually a series of programs. It's the Discover Diversity series. This series has multiple programs throughout the year, which are based off of the National Heritage Month of that month. For example, our November program is Native American Heritage Month. And so we're going to be learning about Native American heritage. Each of these programs will have someone who is an expert on that culture or heritage with us to help teach. So that will be awesome to get to hear what they have to say, as well as we usually try to have a snack that is, native to that culture, which is always fun to try other foods. Last year when we had the Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, we made sushi, which was so fun. So we're really hoping to grow that program this year, and that is why you can attend in person at the Girl Scout Dream Lab or virtually. If you attend virtually, we will send you your craft supplies in advance, and you can join us on Zoom to see our guest speaker. We're going to be meeting quite a few times this year. You don't have to go to all of them. We meet on Thursday nights. And I highly recommend looking into it. This is a great opportunity for cadets, seniors, and ambassadors to learn more about global cultures.
Emma, is there anything else that you want to share with us today?
There is. I want everyone to know that there is financial aid available for programs. You can find it on our website. There is a form to fill out that will ask you some questions. And members can get up to half off of their programs if you qualify for our financial aid. So if you are worried at all about paying for programs, please look into that. You can also pay for programs with cookie dough and nut bucks.
Oh.
I still talk to a few people that aren't aware of that. So I really recommend looking into that if you have, especially older Girl Scouts that aren't as interested in getting stuff from the shop with their cookie dough or nut bucks. They can use it on programs, which is a great way to use their hard-earned fall product and cookie money.
You know what else they can do? They can also, if they still have cookie bucks or nut bucks left over, they can also transfer that to travel bucks.
Yes, they can. That is also a great use of it. If you convert it into money for travel, it also doesn't expire as soon.
Right, 5 years.
Yes, because we know that people save up big time for trips. We have a lot of really cool trips coming up for Girl Scout Spirit of Nebraska. 2026, we're going to Paris.
Oh,
I'm very excited because I'm one of the ones going. So excited. That trip is full, but we also have a 2027 trip to Quebec. If you are interested in international travel, we also do have some closer to home trips. Believe we currently have stuff on the books for,
I think Savannah is coming up in next summer.
We are going to Savannah.
Well, Emma, thank you very much for talking with us today.
Thank you for having me. And now we're going to turn the tables, and it's my turn to ask Joanne questions. So could you please introduce yourself, and how long have you worked for Girl Scout Spirit of Nebraska?
Well, my name is Joanne Savicky, and I have been working for Girl Scouts Spirit of Nebraska. That was actually Great Plains Council before that.
Wow.
And I started in 1997.
That's awesome.
That's a long time.
It is quite a while. Have you, what's your current title? And have you done that job the whole time you've been here?
So my title is Troop Support Specialist. And so I have always, in my whole 27 years here, I have always worked with volunteers. I just love working with volunteers. I love supporting them, giving them ideas, meeting with all the new co-leaders, and just really giving them support.
That's awesome. What's a simplified version of what you do?
I was thinking about this. And so really, we are just like concierges. So just like a concierge at a hotel that's there to help you do anything, that's what troop support specialists do. So whenever you need something, just like member support also, but troop support, we're there to support the troop in anything that they do. So we really are just like a concierge.
That's awesome. I know you mentioned that your favorite part of your job is working directly with volunteers. Do you have a favorite part of working with volunteers?
I do enjoy new co-lead orientations, just beginning, like you said, building relationships. That's what Girl Scouts all is. And so just meeting with the new co-leaders, getting them started, and just watching them flourish in their new knowledge.
That's awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. How much of your job is working directly with members?
So my job is really working with members. I am the forefront of our organization with our members. So, my job is also 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So if there's any troop leaders that have any questions, they know that they can text at any time. They can call at any time. If they have to leave a voicemail, sometimes my voicemail box only fits 20. And so then, nobody can leave any voicemails, but I have to always keep deleting them. And, email, text, and phone.
How many troop support specialists are there in Girl Scout Spirit of Nebraska?
So we have 7. We have myself, and then also there is another in Omaha, Natasha. We have Wendy in Southeast. We have Pam in Northeast. We have Lila in the central part of the states. Then we also have Jen in the southwest section. And then we have Tyne in the panhandle section.
I know that a lot of your time is spent answering questions from members, but is there a very frequently asked question that you get a lot?
While there really is not a frequently asked question, the troop support specialist really covers a lot of ground. So we might have troop leaders call us to ask about a troop request form that they need to fill out when they take field trips that are longer than 100 miles, or they're camping at a non-camp, non-Girl Scout camp site. Or they might have a question about the money earning eligibility quiz, which, when they wanted to earn extra money other than the fall product or the cookies. That includes maybe having a bake sale or making crafts and selling it at a craft fair. New co-leaders have all sorts of different questions on, what do they charge for troop dues? When do they meet? There's no really frequently asked questions for me.
That's okay. It's nice to have a variety like that. What's one thing that you want volunteers and members to know about what you do?
I want them to know that I really care about them, and to let them know that volunteers are the heart of our organization. Without volunteers, we would have nothing. Girl Scouts of the USA was really founded on the premise that we are made of volunteers. And so without volunteers, we really are nothing.
Do you have anything else that you want to share with us today?
A troop support specialist really is that actual word, support. We're a support for other departments. We're a support for our volunteers. We're a support for the girls. And we really are the concierge of Girl Scouts.
That's awesome. Besides being a troop support specialist, what do you do?
Funny that you should ask that. So within my role as a troop support specialist, Each of the troop support specialists have a few different roles. Like Lila in the central area of the state works with our volunteer awards program. And myself, I actually work with the Honor Troop program. And that's also with the Honor Girl Scout program. And so there's different things that you can check off a list throughout the year, and you can become an honor troop. Those are things like either working on a journey or earning 4 badges, doing things with a sister troop, doing a flag ceremony. So if you're doing those things and even doing an outdoor activity or going camping, and so if you're doing those activities, then you are an honor troop and you get a free badge and your troop gets a certificate every year. So we also have an honor Girl Scout for individual girl members. They can become an honor Girl Scout by doing and checking off things off of a list. I also work with the Quest team, and so the Quest team plans our adventure quests throughout the year. Well, not throughout the year, in August. And so that adventure quest has the girls doing, probably like 30 or 40 quests in a week period, a week-long period. And sometimes you have to take a picture of something, and it's a very cool program. And they get a patch for that too as well. And then in March, we also have Celebrating Women, where they learn about 9 other women besides Juliet Lowe. We have a Zoom after that, where we're talking about all those women and learning about them.
That's awesome. How have your previous job experiences impacted what you do at Girl Scouts?
Well, Emma, just like the concierge job is all about service, I think you can say that my life has been in service to others. So my life started when I was really young, and all 4 of my brothers and sisters had a paper route. And so it was that really started it off. I had that paper route for, probably 5 or 6 or 7 years, of which I was a Girl Scout during that time as well. I actually earned my Gold Award in the Great Plains Council as well, and was even involved in Campus Girl Scouts during college. I was a teacher for a little while, and so still had that service to youth. And I also worked at the Edgerton Experience Center, still in service to the community. So I think all of those experiences tie into to really just service to others.
That's awesome. What skills help you the most in your position?
I strive to maintain good communication, but that is one of the most hardest things, especially when I'm really busy. And it's so hard. It's so hard to maintain communication, but you have to. And if you don't maintain good communication, you're not building good relationships either. And that is so important in Girl Scouts. Just to maintain those relationships, make sure everyone's happy, because we want everyone to be happy. We want everyone to love what they do. So, I really probably didn't answer what I'm best at, but what I'm always working on. And so time management is another one that I'm always working on. And one thing I'm not good at is probably making time for myself, because I'm always doing things for others. One of the things I love to do the most is read. And so I'm always reading between 11 and 1 a.m.
Oh, goodness.
Or 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. because that's the only time that I have for myself to answer your question. One skill that I'm probably really good at is trying to keep a positive attitude. I think in our job, we really need to maintain that. Sure, you can be negative about anything in life, But I think for the most part, I am a positive person and I come off as positive and I try to make it positive for other people.
To close us off, Joanne, what's your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Oh gosh, my favorite Girl Scout cookie is actually the peanut butter patty.
That's a good one.
I just really love those.
Awesome.
What is your favorite cookie?
My favorite Girl Scout cookie ever is a Savannah Smile, which I don't think that we ever had in Nebraska. I think that was the other baker.
I think it's a little brown baker
but I grew up with them in Illinois, and even in Illinois, I don't think that they have them anymore. So in general, I do like Savannah Smiles. They were shaped like little lemon slices and covered in powdered sugar. So they were very messy, but they were very lemony and very good. For cookies that we have now, I love Toastiers.
Oh, when those came out, I really did enjoy those as well, but I ate them too much that one year, and then I haven't eaten them
That is super fair. They are quite scrumptious.
And I realized my most favorite ever cookie was a cookie they had when I was a child, and it was called S.W.A.P.s. And they were like the sugar cookie, but it was a very thin sugar cookie, and it had like the big granulated sugar things on top. And those are my most favorite. But they don't make those anymore. They haven't made those for like 20, oh my God, no, 40 years.
They sound really good. They should bring them back. Have a vintage cookie.
Oh, yeah, vintage cookie.
That'd be super. Thank you for listening to our first ever episode of Story Swap's Spirit of Nebraska.
Emma and I are signing off. We will see you next month.
Bye.